July 5th, 2019.
This is Nerd Bourbon episode 109. I'm Seth Sturgill.
And I am Todd Sturgill.
Hello, Todd. You gonna leave me hanging like that?
No.
I said hello to you. I gave you a warm.
I took a sip of my drink.
Gave you a warm welcome to intro the show this week, and I feel like I just got fucking sidewinded.
Good.
I feel like I'm chopped liver over here.
Yeah, you are.
Well, that's fine. I'll just be silent this entire episode. Let you take the fucking reins.
Welcome.
I'll continue shopping for DM screens.
Welcome to Todd Sturgill at night, where we will just enjoy the sounds. Todd Bourbon, yes. We enjoy the sounds of your boy just sensually drinking whiskey.
Of Todd drinking bourbon, so it actually is Todd Bourbon. Wow.
It's technically not bourbon right now.
Oh, okay. Well, what is it?
I'm drinking Centauri right now.
Oh, okay. It's funny. It reminds me of I think it's a Dave Chappelle joke where he says, he has this little bit where he says, like, when white people drink, all they talk about is other times they drink. It's very true.
It is true, yeah.
What's the occasion, Todd? Do you just feel like drinking? Feel like being on brand tonight?
Yeah, I've been in the mood. I've been wanting to drink, and it's like my past off days. By the time I want to drink, it's like I have to go back to work.
By the time you even start thinking about cracking into a little Xenoblade Chronicles,
I'm back to work.
You're back to work.
Yeah.
What's the deal? Why haven't you touched Xenoblade, Todd?
Because I've been in a fog of work, and there's nothing I can do about it.
You're lost? Need to be pulled out?
Maybe.
Need to be extracted?
I need you to help me.
I got into this weird thing recently. This is apropos of nothing. Have you ever seen the movie Hereditary?
I've never actually watched it, but I do know the whole deal with it.
Oh, like like the story and everything?
Yeah.
I feel like you would like that movie, and I really would like to watch that movie with you, because it's like the kind of like, when we just get either we've been drinking or we've been staying up like too late, and we just get into that loopy, dark place.
I feel like that's that entire movie.
That's basically what that movie is. And so the writer-director of that movie, he has a new movie coming out called Midsommar or whatever.
Oh, it's the same. Oh, it is the same fucker.
Same guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks so fucked up, and I want to see it so bad. Like, and I've heard things about it where it sounds even more fucked up than Hereditary was, and I'm just like, oh my god. There's something about I don't know, there's something about that sort of super unflinching, fucked up, weird place that this guy's movies take us to. That is attractive to me, not in a way of I'm not just sitting there smiling the whole time. I love being disgusted by what he's showing me.
See, you know what it is? I feel like nowadays that's where I need to go for my horror movies.
They're not. I'm loath to even call them horror movies.
That's a good. I mean,
they're like psychological thrillers more than anything.
I mean, yeah, that works. That's actually a good term.
I mean, they consider, if you go to the Wikipedia page, they will call them, Ari Aster is the guy's name.
Okay.
And Wikipedia will define them as horror movies, but they don't really seem like horror movies to me. When I think of horror movies, I guess when I think of a horror movie, I think that a horror movie has to have a lingering threat.
Mm-hmm.
And while these movies do sort of have that,
I mean, they do have a lingering threat.
They do have a lingering threat, but it is not like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like an entity, it's not like a person. Hereditary sort of has that, but even that sort of plays a backseat to what's really going on.
Yeah, it's an unseen. With Hereditary, I mean, again, I do know the whole deal is it's an unseen entity.
Yeah, but even that, the entity in question with Hereditary is not an active player in the proceedings. And from what I understand about Midsommar, it's a similar thing where it's not there is not a big bad. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think even with Hereditary, the only time you really see The idea of the entity is like I know there's like this energy pulse.
It's at the very end, basically.
Yeah.
The way the movie ends, it's just so fucked up and weird, and like.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind watching that movie with you, actually.
I feel like just one night, just real late at night when we get ourselves to that place, that would just be the perfect movie for us to watch because it's just so like, it's so fucked up. Like we get to this place sometimes where we just have this really dark like sense of humor, and that's what that movie is.
It's a dark sense of humor which turns into just a loopy sense of humor. It's all bad.
You can tell that like. And there's just something about it to me that is like I don't sit there and like delight in the gore and the disturbing shit, but you look at it and you're just like, God, this is fucking weird. Like, I'm so glad this is fake because this is so disturbing. Like, I feel so weird of what I'm like. I feel so disturbed by what I'm watching right now. It's a different vibe from a traditional horror movie to me. I don't know. I'm very like, I really want to see Midsommar really bad.
When is that like coming out?
It comes out like soon.
Does it?
As a matter of fact, July 3rd.
Okay.
So technically it's out like today at the time of this recording. So it's out.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
It is out. I don't know if it's like a wide release sort of thing or if you have to like kind of seek it out, but do you know the premise of Midsommar?
I did end up watching a trailer the last time we talked about it.
Yeah, it looks so cool. Like I'm very into like this sort of like this weird like Swedish cult.
Yeah.
And there's like
I definitely got that cultish vibes from the movie, which those always tend to cult movies are always interesting, if anything.
I don't know, man. I really like what this guy's doing. I really want to keep an eye on this dude. Because between Hereditary and now this, I'm sort of like, yeah.
When did you see Hereditary?
When it came out.
Really?
I didn't see it in theaters. When did it come out? It was just last year it came out. Yeah. Wow. So he released 2 movies back to back like that, huh? Yeah, we rented it, and we didn't see it in theaters. I would have liked to see it in theaters, but it was good. It was one of those movies that was getting a lot of buzz. Yeah. Because of how fucked up and weird it is. Yeah. So people were talking about it, and this one I think is going to be similar. I really want to see it. Anyway, that's a tangent. I really like horror movies, and it's nice every now and then to get a good kind of thriller to sink my teeth into, a good weird fucked up. We need to watch these movies together.
Yeah. You're
famously always in the mood to watch a scary movie.
I want to watch a scary movie. I don't. I forget where that started.
I don't know if I've told this story or not before on the podcast or not. I feel like I have, but I'll tell it again. I was at your house years ago. We were going to go to Kentucky for a family reunion, and we did what we usually do, which is we stayed up all night the night before so that we could just sleep the entire trip away. Mm-hmm.
Pro strats.
And we were staying up really late, and we're sitting there, and your dad was staying up with us, and we're looking around on like Netflix for something to watch, and you're just slouched over on the couch. I want to watch a scary movie. I
swear, like most stories involving me, it's like I'm slouched. I'm just slouched over like a second.
That's pretty much. I mean, that's your primal state.
That's a rip-off.
Yeah. That's your primal state. That's just the state that you're in 90% of the time. So
a sluggish blob, sort of.
Sometimes we have to like pour some alcohol on you to wake you up to do a podcast, but any other time you're just want to watch a scary movie.
So rip off.
Bring me Han Solo and the Wookiee and shit. But yeah, we're sitting there like looking for something to watch. I want to watch a scary movie. I think we ended up watching like Annabelle or Conjuring 2 or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, that's besides the point, Todd. We're here to talk about video games. And things related to video games.
The vidges.
In relation to that, Todd, what, pray tell, have you been playing this week?
Not Xenoblade.
I know, not Xenoblade. I know damn well it ain't Xenoblade.
Every day. I'm trying to think of what I've done since the last podcast. Let's see. I get home from work, and I do a vault run.
Jesus. We talked plenty about vault runs last week.
Vault runs are my bread and butter now. My precious amiibo.
Petting it and shit.
I don't even do bounties anymore. I do vault runs.
You have no real need to do bounties anymore, really.
Not really, no. Vault runs. Beautiful vault runs. And then I was like playing like Monster Hunter out of boredom. Just killing shit.
You know, that actually reminds me. Just, this isn't like a topic or anything, but just real quick. I saw something on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, that intrigued me. And I talked about it with Dan, and I already know my answer to it, but essentially it was like a picture, like a set of 4 pictures basically. And it was the logo for Nintendo, Capcom, Rockstar, and Naughty Dog. One of them has to go.
Okay, what was it?
Nintendo, Capcom, Rockstar, and Naughty Dog.
Ooh,
you can only save 3. One has to go. The one that you delete is deleted from history, and all of their games are never created.
Fuck.
You bringing up Monster Hunter reminded me of Capcom.
Yeah.
So again, I'm curious.
Damn shame, but I'm gonna be honest. Ooh.
See, are you gonna say Rockstar? Because then you never get your boy Arthur Morgan. But then if you say Naughty Dog, you never get Uncharted or The Last of Us.
But I can live with that.
But here's my argument for that. Could you live? Naughty Dog is the best working developer in video games right now. The potential of what Naughty Dog could do in the future. Could you live with not knowing where they would end up? Because, don't get me wrong, I really like Rockstar games. But Rockstar is going to keep on making Rockstar games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My thing is like, God, Arthur Morgan's one of like my easily top 10 favorite protagonists of all time.
It's funny because you and I went to the same place in our heads though, because for me, instantly, Nintendo and Capcom are off the table.
No, dude, yeah, no, without a doubt. Like the amount of like shit Nintendo and Capcom have like done, that's over with.
They have too much of a legacy, too many iconic franchises. They're instantly off the table for me. It really boils down to Rockstar and Naughty Dog.
Yeah, and like the moment you were reading to me, it instantly became between Naughty Dog and Rockstar. And the thing is, like,
now for me personally, I know this is a harder decision for you because you like Red Dead 2 so much, but for me personally, I'm sitting here thinking about this, and I'm like, the only Rockstar game that I love, like, I like all the GTAs, I like GTA 5, I like Red Dead, whatever. But, like, GTA 4 is the only one that is, like, precious to me.
No, you gotta realize something. Like, I'm willing... I'm about to fucking Thanos snap Naughty Dog solely because of Arthur Morgan.
That's fair. Well, I think that's fair. And I think that's but I think there is an interesting argument to be made with the point that I made earlier where, like, don't get me wrong, Rockstar is a top-tier developer, absolutely. But we know the kind of games they make. If they're working on GTA 6, if they're working on Bully 2 or whatever, we know what those games are going to be. Whereas with Naughty Dog, keep in mind, these motherfuckers started on Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
And then made Jak and Daxter, and then Uncharted, and then The Last of Us.
See, I'm not going to deny the argument. It's just, I can't erase Arthur Morgan. I can't.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Goodbye, Naughty Dog.
Just cue a snap. Just... yeah, for me it's Rockstar. Just it pains me, but it's Rockstar.
That's an interesting thing because that fucked my mind for a second. I'm like, that was like, ugh.
Yeah, I just
solely on my love for like not even Red Dead 2 as a whole. It's just I love Arthur Morgan's story in that game.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fair. I think it's a valid argument. I cannot. Knowing the trajectory of Naughty Dog and how much, like, they are, in my opinion, like, easily the best developer working today.
And now you fucked me up because now after this I'm gonna have to go on my binge of watching Arthur Morgan tributes. Bastard.
But knowing, knowing like the knowledge of like not knowing what they would have out next and the potential. Naughty Dog's potential is so much greater than anything Rockstar has done up to this.
The thing is, I will agree with you, but it was not enough to save them from the fire.
It's fair. And it's an interesting argument, though, isn't it? Isn't that an interesting
It is.
topic?
It's very interesting.
I was kind of just scrolling through Twitter mindlessly, and I saw that, and it's one of those things where you're just kind of like.
So what did Dan end up saying?
I think he said Naughty Dog. Oh no, he didn't.
Really?
He said Capcom. But he didn't really argue his point too much. He just said Capcom for me. I like Mortal Kombat better than
the
Street
gravity.
Fighter.
Well, it's like the thing. They just randomly say either Nintendo or Capcom. You don't understand the gravity of what you've just done.
Well, yeah, I'm reading the text right now. It says Capcom for me. I like Mortal Kombat better than Street Fighter, but Resident Evil is pretty cool. And I'm like, dude, Marvel vs. Capcom, the Capcom Zelda games, Street Fighter, Devil May Cry, Dead Rising, Monster Hunter, Phoenix Wright, Okami, Resident Evil, Mega Man.
Dude, there's too much history with Capcom and Nintendo where you can't touch those. You can't. Again, as like we just said before, it's like the moment you read those to me, those instantly got blacked out. Like, that's gone. I'm not touching those.
Yeah, they're off the table immediately. So and isn't it funny that Rockstar and Naughty Dog are such like top tier developers that they can kind of like be in the same conversation?
Yeah. As
Nintendo and Capcom with way less games released. Mm-hmm. Especially in Naughty Dog's case. I mean, really, they've only have, 4 franchises?
Yeah. But they're, again, like shit. Uncharted, fantastic.
But they're storied franchises that defined each era of PlayStation. So, interesting little side topic there. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt.
So, yeah, back to what I was doing.
What's going on in Monster Hunter?
So the next round of the beta came out that I did not touch because I was gonna do it just to see if there's gonna be anything new, but then I read online. The only thing new is a random spawn with I forget the name of the monster. It's like the cat looking one. I think it's like Nakaruga or some shit.
Nicaruga?
Oh,
Nicaragua?
Nicaragua, yeah. Yeah, he's a random spawn in the beginning Jagras quest in the beta, and it's like one of the dudes that I watch on YouTube is like straight up like, oh, I farmed it for 3 hours and didn't get nothing. I'm like, don't care, not gonna do that.
Right.
Don't care enough. It's like if that's the only thing new, then I'll pass. So, but I'm still in the mood. It's still in that Monster Hunter mood. So I've just been like jumping on, just doing random investigations, keeping my. I can't get rusty with that game. Going into Iceborne, I can't be rusty.
That's fair.
I can't be like these animals that were playing the fucking beta, carting all over the place, like savages. It was honestly disgusting.
All elitist and shit.
I didn't die.
Disgusting.
It is. It is disgusting. Carting to fucking garbage.
Anything else has anything else been on Todd's plate this week?
I'm trying to think if
Smash.
Oh yeah, a little bit of Smash. Been having fun with that with you.
Playing a little bit of Smash every night. I gotta tell you, we really need to start recording that more often.
We really do because it's just a lot of fucking fun, and we just do dumb shit.
Well, and we've been doing it almost every night, and like, there's always at least like one moment in our little session where I'm like, "Fuck, I wish we were recording that."
One I can think of the top of my head. I didn't win this fight, but I had probably one of my favorite KOs on you in a while. Was
which one?
The one with Falco.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I shot out the projectile fucking thing, dude. It was, and I was hoping because I didn't think I was gonna get it off in time because you were like charging. I think you were Mewtwo at the time. And you were charging up.
Yes.
Yeah, you were charging up Mewtwo's little like psychic blast and shit. And I was like, I'm falling. I'm like, if I can pull this off, I'm just furiously mashing like down B. Dude,
it's all about that fucking 3-1 comeback with Ice Climbers.
Oh. Okay, so I'm not even going to defend it. I'm going to defend myself for losing this. Other than the fact that like Seth's dumbass was going, go ahead, do it.
I'm sitting there because I was like just getting my ass whooped because Todd's playing Bayonetta and I was playing Ice Climbers, and I'm not good with Ice Climbers, and Todd's not good with Bayonetta either, but like Bayonetta is way better than Ice Climbers no matter what way you slice it. So I'm just like getting my ass whooped, and then finally when I get down to my last stock, I was like, all right, let's get this comeback, bro. Give me the comeback, bro.
I started laughing. It was like fucking me up, and I was just like, I wasn't even focused on the fight anymore, and I ended up just losing. I didn't give a shit.
Psyched you out.
He
Psyched out my opponent.
Yeah, it was good. It was good shit.
So I ended up turning it around.
And then the greatest battle of all time happened the last night.
Peach versus Peach.
Oh, it was great.
That annoying ass shit.
The final smash, like
we got her final smash about 8 or 9 times or some shit. Like, oh my god,
dude! It's like it was such a long battle because we were just continuously healing each other.
Well, so we play, for those that are unaware. When Todd and I play Smash, we turn everything on random.
Yes.
So we play random characters, random stages. We have recently kind of adjusted to where now we play on random battlefield stages because sometimes stage hazards can be a little annoying.
I don't really care for stage hazards.
So now we play on random battlefield stages, but everything else is completely randomized. The item rate is randomized. Everything is random. So, and there are a couple YouTube videos that we have up on the YouTube channel about that, sort of showcasing the way that we play Smash and have always played Smash. So yeah, when it came up Peach versus Peach last night, we knew that needed to be the final game. And
I think the only thing that sucks about the randoms is I definitely get rusty with my quota, mains.
See, I still play a lot of my mains just either in single player or other local play, like against other people.
I don't really touch it anymore unless I'm playing with you. So that's my problem.
That's your fuck up.
Nope.
You need to jump back into World of Light, son.
Fuck World of Light. I didn't even beat World of Light.
That's your problem right there. Dude, World of Light was fun. I actually liked World of Light overall.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed what I've done, but the moment it was like, oh, you can just farm it this old-fashioned way, cool.
See, and there's still... I collected all the spirits in the game. I've got about 80 hours in the game. The only thing that I could still technically do is get all of my my little like challenge board knocked out.
Yeah.
There are a few things on there that I could knock out, but
sounds really boring.
No, it's fun. The thing about it is a lot of it is based around online play, and the online play is just really spotty on Smash. I get into some games, dude,
even when we're playing, dude, it's laggy.
Yeah. I mean, I get into some games online that are totally fine, and I can hold my own and everything's great. And, there's some where it's just a total, the lag is just, it's unplayable. So, it's kind of hit or miss there. But really, just to sort of intercept this whole Nintendo conversation for a second, and also to segue from the YouTube channel side of things, we just posted this past week a Mario Maker video for Super Mario Maker 2 to sort of commemorate the release of Super Mario Maker 2. And that has been basically all I've been playing this week. I've been addicted to it.
Oh, I completely forgot that my ass did your little initial level.
Yeah, so the game came out, this past week, and on the 28th.
Did you put that live?
Yeah, it's live.
Okay.
It's live. It's up on the YouTube channel, baby. I basically just quickly made a level because I knew that I wanted to commemorate the sort of release of the game, and I sort of put together a quick level for Todd to play, and it was sort of a troll level. And I think we're going to continue making these troll levels, and continue having a little video series of Todd struggling through them.
Yes.
And I'm already sort of laying out my second level for him, so that's going to be fun to continue with. But I've just been having a really good time. It's weird, man, because the game Super Mario Maker 2 is really good, but it's also it also feels a little bit like a step backwards to me. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back compared to the first game. Because I'm somebody who put a lot of time into the first Mario Maker. I'm not typically the type of person to create levels or anything like that or do user-generated content. But Mario Maker makes it so, easy and accessible to make good levels that, it's kind of hard not to get sucked into it, especially as a Nintendo fan. I spent hundreds of hours with the first Mario Maker. So coming into this one, I was really excited, but I also can kind of notice the backsteps. So like, for example, and you wouldn't know this if you didn't really play the first game, but there's just like this weird charm that the first game had that is kind of completely missing from Mario Maker 2. All these weird little touches, like the fly swatter minigame and the little Mario Paint callbacks and the amiibo costumes and stuff like that. Just these neat little touches that the first game had that the second game just doesn't. It almost feels like their mission with Mario Maker 2 was to just make a very like polished level creation tool.
Mm-hmm.
And they stripped away, I think, a good chunk of the personality to do that. Now, that being said, it's still great. It still has like a lot of really cool things about it. I really love, so my first like proper published level, I just put it up this past couple of days or so. And I made this kind of like exploration heavy, almost like Banjo-Kazooie inspired level. And it was like a lot of fun. And I jumped on the subreddit. I'm like involved with the Mario Maker subreddit now and doing level exchanges and stuff. And people like swap their levels and give critiques and advice and stuff. And it's just kind of cool.
What did they say about your level, sweet boy?
Well, so I posted it in the level, like the swap thread. And yeah, like it's kind of like the only critique that somebody left me was they thought it was too easy, which was kind of the point.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make it so that anybody could play it.
Yeah.
But other than that, he was actually really sweet about it. He was like, man, like, because I made it in the Mario 3D World game style. And he's like, I normally hate that game. So that was the first game, and this is the first level in that game style that I've actually liked. So
That's
cool.
kind
of nice. But it's just, I don't know, it's just fun. And it's already got me thinking about other levels, and I'm playing a lot more levels that other people have made, and it's giving me inspiration for future levels, and it's just a really fun, good creation tool. I'm a little annoyed at some of the limitations of it. Like, there's this annoying thing where if you're making a game for a certain style, normally you can just switch between other styles on the fly. So if I were making a level in Mario 1 style, right, I could just hit a button and it would take me and just transfer everything to Mario 3 style, right?
Mm.
I could swap between the 4 core styles like it was nothing, with no problem at all. Mario 3D World, if I want to switch to that, it will completely erase everything that I've done and make you start from scratch. And the reason for that is because Mario 3D World has different like items and mechanics that are specific to it, whereas all the other ones are universal. So like, I understand why that is, but it's still frustrating. The lack of online multiplayer co-op obviously is frustrating, because I feel like you and I would probably be playing it a lot more if that were a thing.
Isn't that coming out or no?
They've said that they're going to patch it in, but we have no idea when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not available at launch. So like, that's kind of annoying, and that isn't available at launch. The fact that I can't upload things privately is kind of annoying. So like, if I wanted you to playtest a level that I was making, or for like the purpose of our videos where I'm uploading levels specifically for you, I have to upload it publicly. Like, yeah. Anybody in the world could have played the Die Todd level that I made for you while it was up. But basically I had to upload it, let you play it, and then like take it off the server. And that's annoying. I shouldn't have to do that, you know? There should be an easy way for me to privately upload my levels to a friend and have them either play test it or make a specific level for a friend or whatever. So there's these little kinks that keep it from being truly fantastic, but that does not stop me from having a great time with it. And I'm looking forward to playing more of it with you, making more stupid levels for you, and, getting more involved with this Reddit community and talking to people and showing off my levels. And I don't know, it's fun. I would love to see you take a crack at making a level.
I had to get a stylus.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. I highly recommend you get a stylus for this game. Highly recommend. Because unlike the Wii U, the Nintendo Switch obviously does not come with a stylus. So you either have to create with the controller, which is abysmal, and I don't recommend it for anybody, or you have to use your finger, which that also sucks. So you don't want to be like mushing your fat finger on the fucking screen, picking things that you don't want to pick, you know. So definitely get a stylus. Styluses are cheap. I think I picked one up on Amazon for like $5. Make sure, for folks at home, make sure you get a capacitive stylus. It cannot be the same kind of stylus that you used on like your 3DS. That won't work. It's a different type of touchscreen. So, capacitive stylus. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about Mario Maker 2. I don't think you've really played it much other than that one time, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
Again, I've been in the fog of work, of just trying to get to my days off.
What I will say, Mario Maker 2 does introduce a single-player component, like an actual kind of mini campaign, which is pretty fun. It's basically like the premise is essentially, oh, the castle got destroyed and now you have to rebuild it.
That's cool. I like that.
And the way you rebuild it is by earning coins from all these levels to pay for the remodel. You essentially have like over 100 Nintendo-made levels where like they use their own tools to make levels. Some of them are very hard, some of them are just fun and silly and over the top, and it's worthwhile. It's not going to take you long to go through them.
I'm laughing to myself because I was about to bring this up. Is your wife posted the most relatable shit recently to my mindset.
Uh-huh.
It's like I'm just looking forward to my day off. It's like on my day off. It's like just pictures of a dude just doing nothing. Such shit.
Pretty much.
Oh.
You gotta enjoy your days off, Todd. Yeah, crack into that Xenoblade.
Crack into these nuts.
Gotta crack into that Xenoblade. You gotta pick up that stylus, start drawing out a Mario Maker level.
I could do that. Or I could do that. Or get this.
I could do nothing. Todd, are you ready for some news?
We actually got some news?
We got some news this week, man.
Oh shit.
No, nothing major. But we have got some news items. A few news items, Todd.
What do we have? What do we have?
Tell you what, let's spin the wheel. I'm going to give you, pick a number between 1, 2, and 3.
2.
2. All right. Number 2 on my list of 3 news items. Level 5 President Akihiro Hino recently announced that a new Ni no Kuni game is in development and will be properly announced after the August 29th release date of the Ni no Kuni movie, which apparently is a thing.
What the fuck?
Apparently in Japan there is going to be a Ni no Kuni movie that is coming out on August 29th.
Like based off the first game?
I don't know.
Or
I'm
just
not sure.
A new shit?
Yeah, it's weird because like Ni no Kuni is like this kind of weird series. I don't know if it's based on the story of the first game or if it's like a new game in the Ni no Kuni universe or what. It's worth noting that like Ni no Kuni 2 kind of came out and had like kind of lukewarm reception. It was kind of weird because it was still an RPG, but it was also kind of like a kingdom building kind of game, and it introduced some like weird mechanics that didn't necessarily gel well with the sort of more traditional Ni no Kuni gameplay that the first game had, you know?
Yeah.
And so again, now we've got a movie releasing in Japan in late August. We've got the first game being re-released on PS4 and Switch in September. And
that's a dangerous thing.
I mean, look, man, like the series, you got to give them credit. The series is showing no signs of slowing down. I've got here, so cumulative sales for the games, only 2 games in the series, and the current sales currently exceed 2.8 million units sold. For only having 2 games, that's pretty damn good. So, gotta give them credit. Ni no Kuni is not going anywhere. And apparently soon we will hear about the 3rd game in the series, so hey, buckle up, I guess. You're right. Ni no Kuni 1 being re-released is a dangerous game because I really want to have that game on my Switch.
And it's like, oh, dude, I'm definitely. I was thinking to myself of like what I would get it on. Now I'm leaning more towards my Switch because at that point it'd be something I could actually play on like a vacation or something.
That is definitely the right setting to play Ni no Kuni on.
Yeah, because it's just like that's the beauty of the Switch.
It is the power of the Switch. It's one of those games where like that is the kind of game that you have to marinate. Like I made the joke several times, even when the game was out. I'm like, I'm gonna be playing this damn game the rest of my life.
Yeah, because it's just like that was a game I was like interested. I've played like a couple hours of the game back on like PS3, and it was just like that's the main problem because it was on PS3 and I hated PS3, but now it's gonna be on like Switch and shit. Oh, it's over with. It's gonna be dangerous.
The fact that it's gonna be like 4K 60 on PS4 is sort of attractive, but for me, I don't really. The game looks beautiful already, and to be able to play it on the Switch, I think, is going to be worth the sort of price of admission. I'm to this place now where just like already most games I would rather play them on the Switch, but especially for like big meaty RPGs like that, for exactly the reason you're just talking about, the fact that I can take it on the airplane, or I could take it on a road trip, or I could take it when I'm at my parents' house doing laundry and I can just sit there and play a little RPG, or even laying in bed, before I go to sleep. I could play an hour of Ni no Kuni or whatever. The portability of the Switch is very attractive to me. And that will be the perfect place to play Ni no Kuni. Only problem is, it's coming out in September, which is the motherfucker month.
For me.
It's for me too, dude. Between Borderlands and like Link's Awakening and Dragon Quest, will be coming hot off the heels of like Astral Chain and WoW Classic at the end of August.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about those.
So it's gonna be pretty bad. It's gonna be a dark month.
I'm supposed to save money for a trip.
Right. Tell me about it. I'm trying to get ahead of all this stuff. I'm trying to like pay for all of this stuff in advance and just like get that out of my mind. There are a few games, I gotta be honest with you, there are a few games where I'm like, I think I'm gonna cut this game. Like we were talking about playing Wolfenstein. I'm like, I don't know if I want to play Wolfenstein anymore. Like I wasn't
gonna buy it anyways.
Well, I know, but I'm looking at it. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Wolfenstein might fall by the wayside. All these other games are coming out.
But what about the free real estate?
It's free real estate, but it's like, shit. There's already so much. I feel overwhelmed already. When September rolls around, I'm really going to be fucked.
Oh.
I'm looking at some of this stuff, man. I'm just like, good God. And there are games that I would like to play. Like Astral Chain, I really want to support that game.
That's the thing. Like, I want to buy that game and play it, but it's like it's looking more and more like I don't know if I will.
Yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. Because I want to play WoW Classic, and the WoW Classic comes out just a few days before.
And WoW Classic is that's a big meaty. That's meaty.
Well, yeah, and also it's WoW Classic is only $15 for it. It just comes included with your subscription, so that's a little more attractive than a full $60 game, And then, yeah, on top of it, of course, you've got Monster Hunter at the beginning of September. You've got Borderlands 3 the week after. Link's Awakening the week after that. Ni no Kuni, if you're going to play it. And then, I want to play, like I said, I want to play Dragon Quest. I want to finally get into Dragon Quest and give that a shot. But it's like, am I going to buy that at launch? Probably not. There's too many damn games. Pokemon, Jedi Fallen Order. Luigi's Mansion. Too many damn games.
It's kind of depressing. Too many
It
games.
The first half of this year was so empty, and then the bottom half of this year is so bloated for me.
Get ready to drop your money, bitch.
Number 1 or number 3 remain, Todd?
Forward or back? Where shall we go? Blah, 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 1.
Okay, roll against Stacy. No, I'm just kidding.
Roll for initiative.
You're right. Despite the uproarious controversy among the fan community, Todd, Pokemon Sword and Shield producer Junichi Masuda has confirmed that the game's national Pokédex will not be expanded. Previous entries in the Pokemon series allowed for Pokemon of previous generations to be imported and carried into newer entries, and in his statement, Masuda says that the decision was not easy to make, and he feels that moving forward, this is for the best.
So, okay. So
you will not be able to bring over your old Pokemon into Sword and Shield.
I mean, personally, I don't care.
It's a big deal for a lot of people.
I believe it, but it's time for motherfuckers to move on.
Now... And essentially, like, the big reason for this, a lot of people are sort of dragging Game Freak through the coals because a lot of people sort of feel that they are taking a lazy tact to the development of Sword and Shield. Because a lot of people are like, okay, the game kind of just looks like a slightly improved version of your 3DS graphics. A lot of people have like done some kind of under the hood looking, and they feel like the textures aren't very much improved over the 3DS games. The fact that Dynamaxing is like the core mechanic, and it basically is just taking the same model and making them big. So they feel like that's kind of lazy. When you compare it to like the like X and Z like evolutions and shit where they completely transform and do these big flashy moves, Dynamaxing isn't really that. People just the fans kind of feel like Sword and Shield is a little lazy in this way. I think the real reason is that they don't want to have to keep supporting this shit. They don't want to have to keep they don't want to have to keep putting in all these checks and balances for you motherfuckers who are trying to bring over your Pokemon Blue Pokemon.
It's a little annoying, honestly.
They have to redo stats and stuff to make that work for the current generation. Like, that's hard. That's not easy to do. And the fact that they've allowed you to do it this long is kind of impressive. I understand it's a cool concept and everything, but, like, for me, I feel like it's probably just a niche, like the vocal minority of the fan base that likes to do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, he did say that just because a Pokemon does not appear in Sword and Shield does not mean that it won't appear in a future Pokemon game, which sort of implies that, like, hey, like, yeah, maybe some of your Pokemon are not going to pop up in this generation, but in a future one, some of your favorites will pop up. We have not seen, it's worth noting, we only know of a small handful of the confirmed Pokemon so far. We're going to have to really wait until the game comes out on November 15th to really know how big of a loss this feature really is. We don't know the size of the National Pokédex. We know that there are some like Gen 1 Pokemon and Pokemon from other generations that are going to appear. Mm. So, who's to say? Who's to say your favorites aren't going to be there? I'm sure all the fan favorite Pokemon are going to be in this game. Like, I would be shocked if... there's going to be a damn Pikachu in this game. Don't worry about it. You don't got to worry about that. So, it's, to me, not a big deal, but for a lot of people, it's sort of caused them to put Game Freak under the microscope and say, hey, there's this kind of lazy thing and this kind of lazy thing, and I think that's neither here nor there. I think the game looks good. I'm excited about it.
I mean, shit, I'm buying that day one, so...
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I'm looking forward to diving into Gen 8. So, number 3 is all that remains, Todd.
What about
and
number
this
4 now?
There is no number 4, Todd. Number 4 is a lie.
Is it? Though?
Number 3, though, is very, very real, and it's here for you. It's here to take you, and it may be the most exciting bit of news that I have this week.
See, I unintentionally saved the best for last.
Because earlier this week, developer Remedy Entertainment reacquired publishing rights to their cult classic Alan Wake.
Whoa. Hello.
Remedy issued a statement to make it clear what exactly the situation means in the short and long term, warning fans that this was not necessarily, oh, Alan Wake 2 confirmed. Essentially, they said that, quote, the only thing we want to clarify, now that Remedy owns the publishing rights, is that we could bring Alan Wake to different platforms if we so choose. We have nothing to announce for now. So... There's been interviews in the wake of this where, no pun intended, in the wake of this, where Sam Lake, kind of the head writer over at Remedy, talked about how development for Alan Wake 2 was like well underway, and once it became apparent that Microsoft was not going to like give Alan Wake 2 the green light, they began to sort of work a lot of those Alan Wake 2 ideas into other Remedy projects, like that game Quantum Break that was an Xbox exclusive back in 2016, and then their upcoming game Control. That's another game that comes out this fall that I would love to play. Remedy's new game Control comes out in like August, and it looks great, and has like the same creative director from Alan Wake, and I'm like, I would love to play this. So, but that's gonna fall through the cracks. So, this is big news for us because we're both big Alan Wake fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this could mean a few things. I mean, it seems to me like they could pretty easily port the original game to current gen hardware if they wanted to.
I would more than likely replay it.
That would be great. Because for those that don't know, Alan Wake is a really, really excellent game that has some unique... It's a third-person shooter, but it's also sort of a supernatural thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Has a really interesting and unique sort of Twin Peaks vibe to it.
Great music.
Great music. It's got an interesting gameplay mechanic where you sort of have to use your flashlight to sort of burn the shadows off of monsters before you can deal damage to them. Very interesting game. Just feels good to play. It's one of those games that just that good game feel.
There's like just so many like memorable moments from that game.
Yes.
Oh man.
So the fact that they now have the rights to Alan Wake back, I mean, it's exciting. I mean, do I think they're going to make Alan Wake 2? Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. It's not going to happen like soon, if it does happen at all.
I sort of don't feel like they will. I mean, to be honest with you, you and I love Alan Wake, but the game did not sell well when it came out. I was like the sole motherfucker buying a copy of Alan Wake.
So I feel like that's like the same thing with like Quantum Break. I like Quantum Break.
Yeah, I liked it too.
It's just
didn't
like,
sell well.
That's the thing. Exactly. It's like we're playing these games and enjoying them, but
Yeah, I mean, Remedy makes good games, like really good games, and they've been around for fucking forever. So I don't know. It's to me like, are they gonna retread old ground and bring Alan Wake back? I mean, they're not stupid. They know that they've got some diehard Alan Wake fans. It's really kind of garnered a cult following over the years, but. I mean, ultimately, the game came out in, 2010, I think?
Shit.
Alan Wake? Let me just fact-check that. I think it was 2010. It was, May 14th, 2010. That game just recently had its 9th birthday. So it's like, do you really think they're going to dust off this now almost 10-year-old game? I think that we will be lucky if they re-release the game and remaster it. We'll be lucky if they do that. And I think that's about all we'll get. I don't know if we're going to get a proper Alan Wake 2. Because I just don't think the general audience cares anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were to release an Alan Wake 2 3 years after the first one, then maybe. But the game did not do well, financially. Did well critically. The game got great reviews because it's a great game. But sales-wise, did not do great. I'm looking here. It did end up crossing March 25th, 2015. Remedy CEO, I'm not going to try to pronounce this dude's name, apparently tweeted that the franchise had sold over 4.5 million units. So, I mean, look, it ended up having a good tail to it. People still love the game.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, I sort of doubt it, but maybe. I guess we'll see. Yeah, apparently they fully acquired the rights to Alan Wake. And they got a one-time royalty payment of about $2.5 million for the game's series' past sales numbers.
Okay.
So, I mean, Microsoft seems like they did them right. I'm happy for this news, Todd.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. Like, as soon as you said it, I was like, ooh, what?
It's back in the right hands. It is not at the mercy of a big publisher. But, I mean, you gotta think, too, like, Remedy is a studio that essentially operates as like a independent studio.
Yeah.
But they are still very much at the mercy of like publishers. So like now you have to, if they wanted to make Alan Wake 2, they would have to sit there and like shop it around.
Mm-hmm.
They would have to say like, hey Sony, hey EA, hey Activision, hey this person, hey that person, do you want to publish Alan Wake? Do you want to publish Alan Wake 2? And then be at the mercy of potentially striking some kind of deal where they own the IP again now.
Yep.
So I just don't know if they're going to go through all that headache to make a second Alan Wake game. But I do want to play Control. I will say that. Control looks good. I feel like we haven't heard that much about it, but I think it looks good.
I actually forgot about it until you brought it up again. I was like, oh, yeah, that is a game.
It comes out like soon, too, dude. And I don't know. I feel for them. I feel for Remedy because they make damn good games. Anyway, that is about all I've got for you this week, Todd. A little bit of news. A little bit of news to fill our podcast with this week.
The real question, Seth. Are you going to re-download Spider-Man to look at the new suits?
That's something that I guess we could talk about for a second. Yeah, they so Insomniac has added 2 free new costumes to Spider-Man PS4 from to kind of commemorate the release of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, the stealth suit and the actual new Spider-Man suit.
Am I going to re-download it? No.
No. I thought about it for like a millisecond. I'm like, no.
I mean, it would literally take me longer to re-download it than it would be for me to swing around the city for 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Looking at the suits.
They look good. The suits always look good.
They look great, and it was a nice surprise. I mean, it was cool.
I'm surprised they're still like adding shit.
Did not see it coming. I mean, it's always nice to get a little random tweet from Insomniac or something saying, "Hey, we're adding something to Spider-Man." Wow, cool. Wow. That's a great game, man.
Fantastic game. Ready for the sequel.
Yeah, bring it on. PS5, bring it on. I mean, it does. I think all the time about, do I want to do a new game plus of that game? Because I enjoyed it so much.
I think about it every time. I've thought about that shit like multiple times, but I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Excited to see Far From Home, though.
Oh, definitely. Which, by next week, we will have seen it, and there will more than likely be a shots.
Yeah, by next week, there should be a shots for Far From Home for sure. Because I know you're seeing it, soon.
I'm seeing it on the 4th of July. So, I saw it yesterday at the time of this upload.
Yeah, and I'm more than likely going to be seeing it the following Monday or Tuesday. So we'll see. Yeah. And then after which we'll do a shots.
Yeah, speaking of a new game plus, I started that God of War fucking 4 months ago or some type of shit.
Yeah.
And still new game pluses are cool. They're like the new hotness, but it's just like eh.
I mean, there are certain people that just they never want the game to end.
Nah. I'm a different man now.
Speaking of shots, so we've got Spider-Man Far From Home. We're actually going to be doing a few shots because Stranger Things Season 3 is coming out.
Yes.
Also, it's already out at the time of this. At the time you're listening to this, so we're going to be watching that together for sure. And we're definitely going to be doing an episode of shots on Stranger Things Season 3, just as we have done for Seasons 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I've got for you this week, Todd, unless there's anything else you want to add.
I think that's about it.
Send it out, Todd. Stick a bow on it and ship it. Stick a fork in it, Todd. We will catch you all next week. Thanks for listening. Get fucking dunked on. Bye.
See ya!
Hey there, thanks for checking out another fantastic Nerd Bourbon video. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, leave us a like, drop us a nice comment, or I guess a mean one if that's your prerogative. But until next time, get dunked on.